Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at dividing fractions, and we're actually going to be looking at two different strategies. The first strategy that we'll look at is called multiplying by the reciprocal. And the second strategy that we will look at is dividing using common denominators. All right, so if we look at the problem, we have 1/2 divided by 5/8. So 1/2 divided by 5/8. Now, if we look at our first strategy, which means we multiply by the reciprocal. A reciprocal is just the flipped version of a fraction, where the numerator goes to the denominator and the denominator goes to the numerator. So I would get, say, 1/2 does not change. And then instead of dividing, now I'm multiplying. And I'm multiplying by that reciprocal. So 5 goes to the bottom. 8 goes to the top. So now I have 1/2 times 8/5. And now I just use my multiplication rules. So 1 times 8 to give me 8 in the numerator, and 2 times 5 to give me 10 in the denominator, which I can simplify by dividing by a factor of 2 to get an answer of 4/5. So 1/2 divided by 5/8 gives me 4/5. Now we can do the same thing when we divide using common denominators. So if I'm looking at my second strategy now, I still have 1/2 divided by 5/8. Right now I do not have a common denominator, but I see that 2 and 8 have a common factor, or at least common multiple of 8. So I can rewrite 1/2 as 4/8 and divide that by 5/8. So I've changed the way the number looks, but I did not change the value. And notice now our denominators are the same. So because my denominators are the same, 8 divided by 8 just gives me 1 whole. And 4 divided by 5 up here gives me 4/5. Well, 4/5 divided by 1 is just 4/5. So I get the same answer just using another strategy. So let's look and see how this looks on one more problem. Now I have 9/14 divided by 3/7. And the first strategy we'll look at is multiplying by the reciprocal. So I have 9/14 divided by 3/7. So remember, multiplying by the reciprocal means 9/14 stays the same. The division becomes multiplication, and my reciprocal is when my denominator goes to the numerator and my numerator goes to the denominator. So now I'm multiplying by 7/3. So 9/14 times 7/3, and I do top to top, or numerator times numerator, and 9 times 7 is 63. And then I have 14 times 3, so denominator times denominator, and that gives me 42. Well, right off the bat, I see that both of these are divisible by 3. So I'm going to extend my table and just make some equivalent fractions. So if I divide by 3, I get 14 down here. And if I divide by 3 up top, I get 21. And this helps me. Now I see that they're divisible by 7. So 14 divided by 7 gives me 2. And 21 divided by 7 gives me 3. So my simplified answer would be 3/2, which I know
Teachers, please pardon the interruption.
is 1
Route
and
27 has just arrived. Please give these students time to get to class. And get breakfast. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. 3/2, which is 1 and 5/10. So that is my answer. But we also want to see if we can do this using common denominators. So 9/14 divided by 3/7. 14 and 7 are not common denominators, but I can rewrite that with the least common multiple of 14. So 9/14 remains the same, and I'm scaling 3/7 up by 2. So 3 times 2 gives me 6. 7 times 2 gives me that 14. And now that my denominators are the same, I can just divide straight across the top. So I get an answer of 9 divided by 6, which is the same as 3/2, which is the same as 1.5. So either way, we get the same answer, just using different strategies. Thank you. Have a great day.